Hey guys, third time's the charm here, where I bring you everything gaming right meow. I told you I'd bring you something different, and that's what I'm doing. Today, I'm going to bring you a video where I'm going to talk about two things. First, the Titanfall beta. The second thing will be the beautiful unboxing of the Titanfall limited edition controller. But, like I was saying for the first thing, the Titanfall beta came out. I know I'm talking about it now, a lot of people have already talked about it, but it came out 3 weeks ago. So it's been quite a while. I was given a chance to play that, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion on my personal pros and cons with the game, and then some mixed pros and cons that could go either way, in my opinion. So let me get to that. So first and foremost, the Titanfall beta, and I use quotations, it was a demo, essentially. They called it a beta. I mean, to me, it was just like a demo. You got 2 maps, you had 1 Titan, you had 3 classes and 5 guns. If I'm mistaken, correct me, but I think that's about right. It wasn't really a beta. So, I mean, but I'm not complaining about that. I just think they called it a beta, that way they could test their servers. Starting off with the pros and cons. The pros, I've got a few pros. The first is the guns. Now, like I said, there was only, I think, around 5 guns total, including pistols, assault rifles, and things like that. It's not counting the anti-tank weapons, though. Anti-Titan weapons, I'm sorry. I think the guns played very well. They varied with each. I don't think any of them were exactly the same. I really liked the lock-on pistol. I really thought that was pretty inventive. I was shocked to see how difficult it is to lock onto a pilot, because you've got to get like 5 or 6 or 7 different lock-ons to a pilot before you can actually kill them with that. You know, with a minion or a grunt, possibly it's, you know, 1 or 2. I thought they stood out from other games. There was a little chunk of Call of Duty in there. Moving on, my second pro, in my opinion, like I said, is the map accessibility. And this was actually one of my top. This is probably, if not probably my top pro, one of my favorite things about this. I was actually rather surprised. The way you can scale almost any building, almost any surface. Now going in, I know you could. I read about the whole wall jumping and wall scaling, parkour kind of idea, and I was assuming that it was just for, you know, oh, there'll be certain kinds of walls you can run up, certain areas you'll be able to identify. Those are the walls you run up. No, you can run up almost any kind of wall, any building, jump up, do that double jump into a window. You know, you can combine these all together almost in one fluid motion. And, you know, I was jumping up places. Half the time, I wasn't worried about killing somebody. I was worrying, how high can I get up there? Let's see if there's a way I can get up there. You know, it's an alternative to just the normal FPS online shooter. And I was shocked how involved I wanted to be involved with that sort of just idea of just trying to find out how high I can get up, you know? I was really impressed with that. My third and last pro is the gameplay mechanics. Now, I think these are especially essential for any game, new or old, any franchise. The gameplay has to be spot on. The graphics can be great or half decent. To me, that's not as important. The gameplay is everything, because the gameplay determines how much fun you have, how interactive you are with the game, how involved you are. I thought the gameplay was rather smooth. Alright, now moving on to the cons. I've got 2 major cons that stand out in my mind. I felt like the Titans were possibly a little overpowered, and that's mainly in the sense of when you're a pilot on the ground and you're not in a Titan. I felt like and that kind of goes hand in hand with this. With the Titans being overpowered just a little bit, I think the guns, the anti-Titan guns, were just a little underpowered. I felt like they needed a little bit more ammo if they're going to be that way, or I don't know. I think each gun should have a couple of different variations for each gun. You know, I don't think just one fire mode, one different kind of ammo for each gun is doable. I mean, unless you have 3 or 4 of your friends fighting one Titan at one time that are pilots, it's going to be very, very difficult to take out that Titan as a pilot by yourself, even with the anti-Titan weapon. And that's where I found myself. I found myself not even wanting to get involved with the Titan. When I saw a Titan, come around the bend, I turned around and went across the map. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not, because it's just, I'm going to die. It's not worth it. This anti-Titan gun, I love it, but it's not very valuable in my opinion against the Titans. Like, even with those anti-Titan weapons, it didn't really make a difference. So now my second and last major con that I felt was present when I played. I felt like the Titans, I feel like the Titans and felt, and still feel, that the Titans were and are too easily accessible. And I'm not going to bash that one too much, because that's what the game is surrounded by. That's the title of the game, Titanfall Titan. You have to be able to use your Titans. I don't think it should be strictly a kill streak that you have to get like 25 kills to access that. I think that's pointless, because then there wouldn't be any Titans, or there'd just be a few, and what would be the point? I don't think people would play it that much. It would be just another Call of Duty. But I think the Titans, when you start off, you get a kill. It's about 2 or 3 minutes, and then you get a Titan. I think that's too easy. It's too easy. I mean, then again, you can run away from Titans if you don't want to be bothered with them, but make it a little bit more challenging, but not impossible to get the Titans, because, this is a new idea, and I think either it's going to crash and burn, or people are going to love the fact that there's a Titan everywhere you turn, and that's risky. Which is why I believe they did online only. I believe they did online only because even though Respawn was part of the team that made the first Modern Warfare, which was a total success, I think they're still delving in a new idea. And I think putting the campaign in right away is kind of risky, just because I think the campaign would have been amazing. I really do. I don't think there would have been a problem with it. I think I would have loved it. But I think as a majority, I think it would have been a little bit risky to put a campaign in. So they wanted to see how well the idea would just work on online. I think that's the best option, honestly. It sucks there's no campaign, but I think online is probably honestly a smart decision. Probably the smartest decision they could have made, because look at these games these days. People just want to play online. That's what they want to do. Battlefield, Call of Duty, Halo. They touch the campaign for maybe 15 minutes, play a mission or two, and they're done, and they might never touch it again. So I think going online only is actually a strength for them in a way, in my opinion. I'm trying to see it as an optimist. Trust me, it's horrible that there's no campaign. I wish there was. I think it would have been fabulous. But I think they want to focus all their effort on the online to make that stand out, to make everybody see, hey, you can develop a game that's online only and it can be great. I think they're trying to break away from that and be their own, to be something unique, and I respect that. If it does work out like this, I think they'll include a campaign for the next game. I really do. If they come up with another Titanfall variant game in the future, in the next 4 or 5 years, 2 years probably, 2 or 3 years, I think they will include a campaign. But what I think is they want to figure out, okay, let's see how the audience, the targeted audience, responds to this online only sort of thing. Are they just going to stop playing it after 3 months, or are they going to keep playing it for a year or so, 2 years? I think that's what they want to do, and I respect that. And I look forward to another Titanfall game. I know I haven't even played the first one. I've played the beta. I think if I enjoy this as much as I think I will definitely look forward to another Titanfall game. Moving on, I digress. That was the mixed sort of pros, cons that could be kind of either side depending on how you look at it. There's an obvious, it's fast-paced. I think it's more fast-paced than Call of Duty, because you got your Titans and your players and your AI just running around, and everywhere you turn there's somebody, something, some wall, somebody just jumping. I don't think there's a desolate place in the game, desolate corner in the map where nobody's at. Maybe a couple places, but in the general, I think 90% of the map people are populating it. Be prepared for a fast-paced game. 6v6. This is probably the major, in a lot of people's eyes, a con. This is one of the major discussions. 6v6. And when I first heard this, I was a little disappointed, not upset. I wasn't angry about it. I was just kind of like, I wish it was at least like 12v12. But once I found out there were like minions and grunts, and then you'd have also the Titans up to like, you'd have your Titans. Because if you think about it, you have 6v6. That's 12 people already. You've got your minions and grunts. Let's say there's about 6 for each. That's already 12v12. And then let's say if everybody on the map has a Titan out, and this is probably pretty insane, but if they're autopiloted, or like you're running around, your Titan's following you, that you could have up to what, like 36 people. I think people need to relax. They're so used to the actual real players playing in mass amounts. You know, give us a chance. I know it's 6v6 real people playing, but you've got all the other things to kill. And I like that because they're, in a way, that's almost like this little campaign that's attached to it, because you got the AI you can kill. You know, that's kind of way, that's part of the campaign experience. It's a little touch on it, you know. So I think people are bashing it a little bit too much. It could still be worse. They could not have minions or AI. You know, they could totally exclude the parkour. Some people might not even use that, but you kind of have to in this game. You really do, because if you don't use it, people are going to be shooting you all day long from the rooftops. And last but not least, now those who played the beta, like myself, whether it was a day or all week, every day, they're going to have a little bit more of an advantage than those who have not played the beta. But I think overall, the beta wasn't too in-depth, so I don't think you're missing too much. I think it'll still be pretty easy to get accustomed to it right off the bat. But I think right off the bat, people who have already played it, especially for every data that's been available, they're going to have a little bit edge on, okay, this is what I got to do with my Titan, this is where I got to go for this map. But again, you know, I don't think it'll be as big of an advantage as people think, because it's only 2 maps. All the other maps will be fresh, nobody will know them. All the other Titans, all the other guns, nobody will know them, how to fire them, what to do. You know, I don't think the advantage of those who play the beta is as big, but I still think there's a little bit, because you know how to play the game a little bit, you know. So that's kind of my take on the beta. All right, guys. Basically, this is the part. Like I said, the second part. I'm going to be unboxing the Titanfall limited edition wireless controller for the Xbox One. Honestly, I've had this thing for about 3 weeks. I bought it a few weeks ago because I thought it was pretty freaking cool, and I honestly was going to just open it, but I thought, what the heck, I want to make an unboxing video. And then eventually the beta came along. I didn't do the unboxing video because I just couldn't find the time. And I'm like, you know what, I'll wait till the beta's done because I'll do my beta impressions with this unboxing. And I'm like, well, eventually that ended, and it's like, I've had this probably for a month now, and I have not opened it yet. I don't know how I held off from that, but I have. I guess it's a little bit of a strong will. I'm surprised I didn't unbox it the moment I got it, but it's been worth the wait. I'm happy to do this video for you guys. Alright. Yeah. Oh my gosh, she looks beautiful. She looks so beautiful. Careful, careful, careful. Now it looks really good on the box, but it's a lot different in person. Like, things are always, seems like when you're excited for something, they're always 10 times better in person, usually. Wow, I really like the, might seem kind of plain to you guys, but I really liked how there's a black kind of like, almost like crosshair around the actual analog sticks. I like that a lot. I like the sort of honeycomb kind of shapes over here. I like the orange. I think the orange, black, and white are great together. I think they really help complement one another. You've got like the little bitty triangles and things like that. You got little shapes that are everywhere. But yeah, this controller I'll definitely be using when I play Titanfall. So I think it was well worth the money. I guess if you really enjoyed the beta, it's really worth the money. I think it's an impressive looking controller, especially for the first sort of variation of the Xbox One controller. I think it's a great first style. Let me know in the comments below what your take on the beta was, or what you think the game's going to be like, even if you didn't play the beta. I hope you guys do give the game a try. I think you'll be rather impressed. Don't let the fact that it's 6v6 or online only discourage you, please. Remember, these are a handful of the people that made the first Modern Warfare. If you enjoyed that, I'm sure that you'll enjoy this. It's a different kind of style of gaming, you know, with the mechs combined with actual online. I think it'll be different, and it's been a lot of fun so far in the quote-unquote beta. Until next time, guys, remember, I'm Third Time's a Charm, where I bring you everything gaming.
Meow.